Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Today is Wednesday, October the 22nd. Wednesday, October the 22nd. Glad y'all tuned in, glad you're here. Because out of all places that you could be, you're here today. And thank you for that. Also, thank you to those who subscribed to the channel recently. Thank you for the comments that you've left. Much appreciated, much gratitude. And I want to have a conversation with you today. And I don't want to have this conversation because it's a popular topic. I'm coming at you with this topic because it's actually kind of close to home to me. Drinking coffee this morning. Yeah, all black. You should drink coffee with sugar and cream, but I'm gonna tell you, this game, yeah, you keep on, yeah, you be drinking coffee black. But anyway, glad y'all here. So I want to have a conversation with you today. And the topic of today's subject is going to be, or the subject of today we're gonna discuss something about Section 8. We're gonna talk about Section 8. Yeah, Section 8. They're cutting Section 8, y'all. They are. And Chef has an opinion about these things, actually, that I definitely want to share with you. Man, because it's kind of close to home. So let's start. I told you I was an 80s baby, right? And so I grew up in the 80s with the good music. Y'all remember like Rod Stewart and Shaka Khan and Duran Duran and Africa, Toto. Um, take on me, take on me, take me on. Anyway, those songs, you get what I'm saying? Man, those some beautiful, 80s was such a beautiful time. Culture Club, Boy George, so many groups. Oh, wow, how could I forget? Hall and Oates. Oh, yeah, y'all know that was bad boy. Man, Milli Vanilli. Yeah. But I'm bringing that up to y'all because those were some beautiful times. And Section 8 wasn't that prevalent back then. They did have it, I'm sure, but you didn't really hear the talk about Section 8 then that you hear about now. My mother raised me. I was raised in a single parent household. My mother raised me. Shout out to my mom, you know what I'm saying? Um, I can remember if my mother was on Section 8, it was for a very, very limited time. Like, I didn't even know. I don't even think she was, actually. My mother was a single parent, and she worked 2 jobs. Was that good for a woman to do that? Yes and no. Because on one hand, you do what you got to do to get to where you need to be. And she had a child to raise, which was me. Do I believe that a woman should have to work that hard? Absolutely not. And the way the world is spinning, or has spun, unfortunately, there's a lot of single mothers out there on the grind, and I wish I had more jobs to give them. I really do. But we're going to talk about something today that we're going to talk about Section 8. My mother worked 2 jobs. I was probably in anywhere between the second, third, fourth, and fifth grade. I mean, this happened for years. And I remember she would wake me up around 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, and she would take me to my godparents' house and drop me off. And she actually, so she can go to her first job. What was her first job, Chef? She used to drive a school bus for, for the school kids. So she would basically drop me off, and then I would like literally, I was so tired, I would fall back to sleep once I walked in the door. And then she would go drive the school bus. Then I would catch the school bus from my godparents' house to elementary school. And then after elementary school, I would come back to my godparents' house. And then my mother would pick me up, and take me home, have dinner, rinse and repeat all over again. Hell of a woman, regardless of what mistakes any parents make or my mom or dad made. Yo, she made sure I was all right. So, shout out to her. And then what happened was she would drive the bus, and then her second job, she was a nurse. So basically, she went to nurse where she worked to the hospital. She worked a whole shift, and then I think she got off. Like, I think her shift was like 6 to 2, something like that. And then she would get off from the nursing job, go back to get the school bus, pick up the school kids. See what I'm saying? Take the bus back, get her car, and come back and pick me up. See what I'm saying? And take me home. That happened for years. So I really don't think my mom was on Section 8. I really don't, you know. And even if she was, that's what it would have been. But she really wasn't on Section 8. She really worked and grinded. Fast forward to today, to our today's discussion or topic will be discussion about Section 8. This is totally my opinion because it hits home actually. For one, I feel that Section 8 should be for the elderly and the disabled, those who cannot do for self, those who have ailments, those who have certain type of mental disabilities, things like that, who cannot work. I definitely believe that those should be programs for people who can't sustain themselves. On the other hand, I have seen, you know, single moms, well, let's just say people on Section 8 that are just receiving benefits with Infinities in the parking lot, with Rovers in the parking lot, with Jaguars in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Paying $11 a month for rent. I wish I could pay $11 a month for rent. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong. You talk good. Got your Berkey bag. Yeah, I say the Berkey bag. I know how to say it. It's just a little sarcasm there. You got your Berkey bag, you got your Louis, you got your nails did, you got your hair did. You know, got new shoes on, everybody dip. And there's nothing wrong with you. Now, I'm not going to say this is only for women or men, you know what I'm saying, because I don't know the ratio, you know, as far as women to men that are on Section 8. So, to whom it applies to is to whom it applies to. But a lot of y'all, or a lot of you all may know people that are receiving Section 8. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with them at all. So the first question come to mind is, why are you not working? If I was on Section 8, if I was on Section 8, and I guess it's a lot to do with what you feed your mind, what you put in is what comes out, is what I'm trying to say. But if I was on Section 8, first of all, it's a temporary stay, a temporary fix. But you know what I would use my time to do while I was on Section 8? Because, and I get it, not everybody sees themselves in a better place, but at the same time, if I was on Section 8 and I'm receiving temporary assistance, I might have my little trinkets or whatever, but you better believe on my off time, I'm gonna be at a library. I'm gonna be reading up on something so I can advance my life. There's too many success stories out here. You can see people who are making it, who've come from homelessness to millionaires. See what I'm saying? So I think, honestly, knowing what I know, shoot, I'll be at the library. I'll be like, man, I don't want to be living in here all my life. You know what I'm saying? Just this little matchbox mentality. I think I want to try to advance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody's not there. I'm just saying what Chef would do here. And I would spend time at the library and explore endless possibilities of what I could do with my life. But you got cats that's been on Section 8 for years, right? Inheriting Section 8. Grandfathered in Section 8. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, some of you have nothing to show for it. You've been getting money on the side, but you've been getting your Berkey bags, getting your little flip-flops and all this. What's that song? And I'm not saying this to be funny. Turn out the lights. I'm gonna make my. I know I forgot that song. Turn off the lights. The party is over. Is what I was gonna say. Turn off the lights. The party is over. Yes, the party is over. I don't say that in a jokingly way. I say that because it is a real situation. Some of you are receiving Section 8 and you have not done anything with it, with your life. You haven't saved money. You haven't built anything for yourself. You just been chilling watching the stories every day, all day. Now the party is over. What you gonna do? We waited on the Lord, and we waited on Jesus, we waited on the church. Did they come to save you? Just saying. While my phone ringing this time, and I will call them back. Thank you. So yeah, so you haven't saved anything, and now the party is over with. You know what I'm saying? And you have nothing to show for it. When you had all that time paying $11 a month for rent, you should have been applying yourself to a craft. Hello, entrepreneurship. Oh, chef, not everybody think like a big look. If baby needs shoes, somebody got to change your mindset. Real talk. We don't have to stay one-dimensional in our thinking. We don't. You know what I'm saying? I literally came from homelessness and built business with no bank loans, no Section 8. You know what I did? I slept in my car for years. And when I had nowhere to go, I literally slept in the hospital. Don't play. It is written. Y'all see very soon. Yeah. Because I had to get to where I needed to be. That's what I had to do, you know. So with that being said, you know, a lot of you haven't taken time to build for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be very unfortunate when these things happen. You know what I'm saying? When everything really, when ish hits the fan, it's not going to be funny because you haven't built anything. And how are the babies going to eat? Fast forward. I get calls on a regular. Hey, chef, uh, I know you gave me this opportunity. Do you think that I could come? Oh, so let's get this straight. So you work for 2 weeks, you quit, get your check, so you can get your Section 8. Oh, I got stories, quite a few stories where a couple of these sisters came to do some contracting work and stuff like that for the company, its own separate situation. And they work, trying to get pregnant, trying to get pregnant, trying to get pregnant. So they can what? Maintain their Section 8. Not once, but many times over the years. I remember this situation, this young lady, right? She was probably, I don't know, in her 20s, 26, 27. She might have been 30, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, something like that. And I don't get involved with the female stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, men and women, them jobs and stuff like that, you got to be mindful of those things. Not that I have a problem at all with women or working with women. I keep my hands to myself, period. But I noticed she was like, Chef, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what you telling me for? You know what I'm saying? There are female managers over there. You need to keep those female discussions between you and the female managers. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you telling me, but I will not step in that conversation. You know. And Next thing you know it, a couple weeks later, the same person come back talking about she had a miscarriage. And then this, I know within a 9-month span, she just kept trying to get pregnant over and over and over and over and over again, like at least 4 times. She even brought the ultrasound to work. You know, when they show you the picture and all that, I'm like, I don't need to see this. But it was like she was literally trying to get pregnant so she can get her Section 8. And then what happened was when they finally caught up with them, they quit. And then here you got housing people calling you talking about, well, did such and such work there and what happened and all. And it's like you gave them a job. They had a full schedule. But when y'all caught up with them, that's when they decided to quit. Now y'all want to call me or call somebody else here and ask about their employment. See the game? Let's talk about karma for this particular person. Initials, CB. I'll leave it there. She quit the job, right? And here come these people calling, want to speak to me about this particular city, about her employment, etc. And I was like, look, she should tell you everything. She made the decision, whatever. So next thing you know it, she got her apartment, her and her boo jank, because he wasn't working at the time. She was trying to get pregnant to have a baby so she can get her nice 3-bedroom apartment. That's what she wanted. Look, there wasn't nothing wrong with this system at all. Sharp in the mind, sharp in the body, physical ailments. I mean, she was on point. She got a 3-bedroom apartment. Found out she's about to lose it. Because I know when they hired her, it was like, first thing the manager looked at was like, why did you jump so many jobs? That was like a red flag. Like, how in the world did you quit so many jobs? Like, you worked 6 months here, 6 months there, 6 months, 6 months, then you quit. It was like, man, what did you quit? You're like, who does that? And that's when I got hip to the game. It was about keeping that Section 8. But let's talk about where do you go through, where do you go from here? So now that they're about to cut Section 8, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is why I discuss entrepreneurship. To create something for yourself. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Real talk. What are you going to do from here? Where are you going to go? I give you one answer. You can book me for a consultation. And I'll show you and teach you how to get out of it. ChefJoseph'sKickSauce.com. ChefJoseph'sKickSauce.com. Go to the Entrepreneurs tab, and you can see the programs there. And I'm open to give you a consultation because it ain't no game now. And the baby needs shoes and some milk. Milk, but I said milk. I'm from the country. That's what how they say it. I want some milk. They used to drink skim milk. Skim milk. Ooh. But you know what? I don't drink milk anymore. But if I was to drink milk again, I went down to 2%. I love 2%. 2% was tight. That whole milk, you should drink that when we was little. But 2% is where it's at. That's right in the middle. But what are y'all gonna do now that Section 8 is about to come to a close? It should only have been there temporary. It was only designed to be a temporary fix. And now you have to figure out a plan. What you're gonna do. ChefJoseph'sKickSauce.com. Entrepreneurs tab. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Peace.